Campfire Audio is back with their latest flagship IEM, the Grand Luna. This one is at a premium and at the top of their lineup, so the real question is, who is this for? Let's start with what's in the box. In the box you receive the Grand Lunas themselves, a new interconnect cable made of high purity silver and copper conductors with swappable terminations, 3.5mm, 4.4mm balanced, and a USB-C connection with a master hi-fi DAC chip, a compact and magnetic closure case, alongside an IEM holding bag, assorted ear tips, silicone ear tips, foam ear tips, high and clear ear tips. A microfiber cleaning cloth, and lastly, the IEM cleaning tool. My first impression out of the box was that the Campfire Grand Luna looks and feels special, especially due to this really beautiful space-themed display plate. The overall presentation is phenomenal. The shells are made of hand-polished ceramic, and the finish gives them an almost glossy, jewelry-like presentation. It has a very transparent look. It's smooth to the touch, yet it still feels durable. It's quite ergonomic too. The fit is designed to fit in the ear, and it's made of ceramic, so it's very lightweight and never fatigues. It's definitely on the heftier side for IEMs, but in a way that feels sturdy and premium, not overbearing. You also get a silver-plated copper cable in the box. The cable is sturdy and flexible and definitely contributes to this overall premium experience. I really like what they're doing with the connectors, giving you a lot of options. Now let's get into what really matters, which is the sound signature. One of the first things I noticed when I hit play with the Campfire Luna was it's a very dark sounding IEM overall. The second thing I noticed was that this soundstage is super wide and also has a lot of depth. Instruments occupy their front to back assigned spaces, and I realized it's a very lively sounding IEM. And I think this liveliness contributes to the overall three-dimensional presence that the Grand Luna has. You don't just hear the music around you, you feel like you're inside of it. And this spaciousness is not at the expense of accuracy or placement. One of the other things I first noticed when hitting play with the Grand Luna was that the overall low end was grandiose, but it still felt controlled. There's body, there's impact. It never blooms into the expense of the mids or hang around too long. And this low end presence certainly contributes to the overall dark and smoky texture of the Grand Luna. So if you want clean bass with enough weight to hold everything together, I think the Grand Luna kind of nails this. Tracks like Kaytranada's Do It, again, really seem to excel on the Grand Luna. The thumping bass and reverberated vocals create quite the addictive pulse that puts you in a head-nodding trance. With a bass line this heavy, it's really fun to listen with such a dark sound signature. Now the mids certainly have character to them too. Vocals come through naturally with this tint of warmness to them that make it feel lifelike and organic rather than particularly polished. Acoustic instruments, especially guitar, strings, and piano, are articulate and well defined. But there's enough to grab onto among any of the chaos of any of the tracks you may play. The mids never feel muddy, they feel balanced. Vocals carry enough presence to bring out emotion, but never veer into harshness. I really enjoyed my time with the track I listened to basically on a weekly basis, I See Myself by Geese. There's truly a wonderful separation of instruments here. Everyone's placement on the stage is defined, and background harmonies, both Camerons and the two women, come through clearly with texture and dynamics, no matter how ferocious the guitar may become. It's super groovy. Now the highs are probably the most distinctive part of this tuning. They're smooth and a bit rolled off. You're not going to get that cymbal shimmer or that ultra airy sparkle that you may get from higher tuned IEMs. And this definitely brings the Luna into a more relaxed presentation. It doesn't seem to chase crispness in the top end. So people that really love treble may find themselves wanting to EQ. But if you want a smooth, dark leaning sound to sink into, I think the Grand Luna does wonders. I really found enjoyment in Monday by Quedeca. Vocals and strings are forward and intimate, the keys have just enough glimmer to engage, while percussion slams and is easy to grab a hold of. I only wish cymbal crashes and the flute were a tad bit more forward, but a 10-band treble adjustment seemed to do the trick just fine. Overall, the sound feels cohesive. Grounded bass, natural mids, and softened treble. It's not about wowing you with high range detail and flash. It's about drawing you into a more lively, immersive, dark listening experience. I first paired the Grand Lunas with Campfire Audio's Audio Relay. It was a wild first experience, which accentuated the already dark sound signature of the Lunas into, to be honest, an even darker sounding IEM. It added so much boom to the low end, which I was not expecting. So for bass heads out there, this is an incredible synergy. I then switched over to the FiiO QX13, which immediately reeled in the low end of the Luna. I got more of a balanced result, and with the QX13's onboard EQ, I was even able to bring up those highs a little bit. This was the pairing I was probably the most fond of. Lastly, I tried the USB-C dongle DAC plug that is included with the Grand Luna. I plugged it in directly to my MacBook and my Pixel. This plug comes equipped with the Cirrus Logic CS43131 Master Hi-Fi DAC chip, which brought the overall sound closer to how it felt with the Campfire Audio Relay. I even felt slightly more sting in the treble, which I appreciated. When plugged into my phone with USB Audio Player Pro, I was able to get sufficient volume with no issue. So all three of these DACs drove the Grand Luna no problems. The versatility and connection that the Grand Luna has is certainly a standout of the overall package. And I commend Campfire Audio for giving listeners everything that they need to connect to most devices straight out of the box. So where does that leave us, and who is this for? The Grand Luna is not trying to be a reference or jack-of-all-trades IEM. It's tuned with a purpose. The design is striking, the build is luxurious, and the sound is all about immersion and ease. You give up some sparkle and detail in the highs, but in return you get a fatigue-free, elegant sound that is as much about the experience as it is about technical precision. So the Grand Luna ends up being quite the mood-driven IEM. The staging is immersive, and the tuning leans more atmospheric than it leans analysis. If you like smooth, dark-leaning sound that you can just sink into, the Grand Luna makes complete sense. If you're after detail retrieval and treble excitement, you'll probably walk away wanting more. But if you're looking for a flagship IEM that's clean, cohesive, and smooth, the Grand Luna definitely makes a strong case. This has been Isaac from Audio 46. Be sure to like and subscribe for all things headphones, and remember to take care and keep listening.